On the wedding day, the groom unexpectedly put the wedding ring on the bridesmaid's finger. The bride saw this but didn't make a scene. She simply said calmly she was going to change into a dress for the toasts. Even his groomsmen warned the CEO that he was doomed this time, but the CEO confidently stated the bride was nothing more than a pet he had raised, a mere housewife who could never leave him. Moments later, the bride returned in a stunning red dress. She walked straight up to her fiancé and broke up with him. Then, without looking back, she turned and left. The CEO was stunned. After all, he was certain she loved him madly, so he assumed she was just playing hard to get. He believed that as long as he called her, she would pick up in less than 5 seconds. But to his surprise, she hung up on him for the first time ever. His friends thought she might actually be furious this time, but out of pride, the CEO pretended not to care. He even raised his glass and celebrated with his friends, glad to be free from the burden of his bride. Little did he know, on the other side, the woman had already stomped on her phone. She even sold the luxury house worth 30 million that he had given her as a wedding gift, and decisively ended their 7-year relationship. Turns out, she was once a highly sought-after masked singer in the entertainment industry. Years ago, she had been kidnapped. At the last moment, the CEO had come to her rescue. From then on, she saw him as the most important person in her life. She even gave up her career at its peak to help him recover from the pain of his failed startup. Now that she was free again, she decided to return to the music industry. Her mentor was thrilled and planned a grand comeback party for her. Meanwhile, the CEO was shocked when his assistant told him about the masked singer's return. Apparently, she had suffered a failed relationship, and her story was eerily similar to his ex-girlfriend's. But the arrogant CEO was convinced that his ex's world still revolved around him. Then the assistant mentioned that the masked singer would reveal her identity at the comeback party. If they could sign her to their company, it would not only save the CEO from the brink of bankruptcy, but also bring in hundreds of billions in profit. So the next day, the CEO showed up at the comeback party with the invitation in hand.